Wow, the expansion of the school is high rising, grand rising, force rising, high line signal of rising, communication of the avatar rising, all formations to calculation of rising. How many times did I say rising? That's the definition location, what it is to travel. I traveled to 5 different places, locations, all levels in seconds. That condition, right? You have to truly understand what the avatar is, and that's why I'm here for divine timing, is to put you guys in your activation core. What is its core? What is its regulation of its core? What's the communication of its position to its triangulation? The triangulation is you through division line positions, the communication to its high system, to its all levels. Communicate with a pen, right? The pen is great, but you're holding it with its hand and the pen, and then you. That's 3 triangles right there. 3 line center interference, position, location to its connections. We have to understand is just concentrate on you. I'll say that again. Only concentrate on you. Nothing else, nothing more. Stay in your own sovereignty. Stay in your own freedoms. Stay in your own lanes. Stay in your own calculation. Stay in your own focus. Stay in your own abundance. Stay in your own awareness. Stay in your own activation. Stay in your own intelligence. Stay in your own heart. Stay in your own sovereignty. And you'll be fine. If I have to repeat myself 1,000 line centers every single day through position locations, are you going to be paying attention? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows, right? So it's important to understand what school provides for you is to stay in the center operation of you. Don't go outside at any level position to its calculations. Okay? You're stepping on frequencies that you don't understand. Electrical lights, electrical light interference, plasma light bubbles, communications, portal line centers. To understand its activation to its core line center, position location to its connection to its avatar system. Calculation modification to its system locations. Right? So it's important you understand is this to say in your system locations. I know you want to help humanity. I totally agree. I understand that. You have the biggest heart. I think it's amazing you want to give back. But how is that going to help if you don't help yourself first? Even the rebellion is in that position locations. They understand who they are, but they're still learning the process of memory. Soul memory is everything to its connection of truth. What is truth? Do I need to know who I am through truth? Yes, you do. All right. That helps you in all level system to its connections. You have to master everything through operation of what the avatar is to you. You have 7 days a week to do this. Every day is a different day. Same with your chakra system. Why do you think we gave you a graph line center 7 days? Well, it could have been 8, maybe 9, maybe 10, maybe 11, maybe 12. You're given 7 days because it's connected to you through the chakra system. Makes sense, doesn't it? Think about it. The ground, the system location is its clocking center. Now, you have to pay attention to this because the avatar is on full cycles now. It's in its spectrum lights, it's in its cyclone, and it has to be activated through its connection of its time code, time frequency, time position. The avatar has to wake up to its connections. We have to bring back humanity into its alignment. And the only way to do that is to stay inside and concentrate on just you and nobody else. Okay? All right, so 5-10 minutes, we'll get started. What we're going to do today in class, we're going to do 2 platforms, right? There's no afternoon class. The energy is too powerful, too quick, and too many high system locations in the galaxy. Connecting to everything and everything to that connection is anything is position location of how I see myself every single day, space-time of me, right? So when you come back home, everything starts making sense, and they realize, whoa, this is powerful stuff. And then you realize, whoa, look at this. I stay inside and look what I've achieved. I stay inside and look what I achieve, right? So that's a true understanding where do I go? What do I do? What happens next, right? This is the connection you guys have to understand because you're not aware of these things. You don't have the universal awareness of yourself. So when people are looking at you, they're trying to understand you through its awareness. But be careful because there are higher formation of intelligence through space recognition, time sense, and they can take over your program just like that and not be aware, right? Somebody comes, hey, how's it going? Long time. Whoa. Energy goes in you. Where do you think it goes first? Goes right to the heart. So this is true understanding where things can be energy of manipulation. Track line centers can be taken over through program line center, disposition line center location to its clocking, interference location to its connections. Right? You have to understand is to protect yourself every single day. You have 24 hours in a connection of a rhythm pattern. So if you stay in the focus of you concentrate more on what? Of who you become and who you are through truth. Truth surfaces in all levels to its sovereignty. And then you understand the conditions at all levels. Once you really understand who you are, you come into you, the real you. So when you're looking in a mirror, you're no longer seeing a reflection. You're seeing you, right? That's what you want, okay, through its calculation, okay? So I think for today, the platforms are going to be two. One for communications for the advanced, for the rebellion and the GFLs, and the other is going to be for the basic understanding through people that come in. The expansion is going to go so many levels of high rise. It's like electrical light. Electrical light connection interference. Really get into your voice grid patterns, understand the weather, position, location to its connections. The rebellion and the GFL is going to go through weather interference. We're going to go through galaxy locks, dimensional locks, interference, key line, interference line, position locations. We're going to go through portals of Nebula, outer ring circus, outer ring line center, outer rings of connections, all positions, crystal activation line connections, highline system locations. We're going to travel through Nebula and Highline Center. We're going to the foundation interference. We're going to go on the planet of Nebula and see the formations of genders, the male and the females and the children. First time foundation location to its connections. It's going to be a lot of fun. The actual planet of Nebula. So in that position, what's going to happen is that your flux capacitor is going to flush out line centers. Now, flushing line out center is a new program line center to the modem. The modem position location is the outline system location to its outputs. The input line center position is your pixel activation line connection to its structure. The hologram structure is in position to calculations, right? Now, in rotation center, the fluctuation line channel is going to be no longer a Y sector. It's going to be a high position location of V line interference. Now, V line interference is its program setting in position locations. So the channel line interference location to its connection is all positions to its modification. The simulation to graph line to interference to position to calculations. So it's amazing how we're going to do that. Tomorrow, we go to Venus, the Venus of love, the catapult, the triangulation, the interference, the twin flame, Venus flytrap. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of fun when we go to these different planets. So every time we go through planetary line centers, you're going to see foundations of communications of genders. The rebellion and the GFL has to get into this formation line system, right? Triangulating line into all position locations coming in through God codes, high level rotations into 12 system locations, a new DNA track center. The more you guys go to higher level rotation in position to the avatar, you understand more of its position to its rotation, of what's going on. So it's a lot of fun when we do these things through travel. Okay. All right, let's see how we're doing so far. Okay. Tina, I'm going to go really quick here. Taryn, how's it going? Yep, no problem. You won't be in class. It's fine. Steph, how's it going? Mike, how's it going? Sandy, Sam, how's it going? So for all the new viewers, you feel the energy track, you feel the rotations, you feel the spin, you feel the vortex, you feel the highline centers, you feel the spectrum lights, you feel the colorations, but you won't see the position location of intelligence. You have to be in a certain vibrationalized system. The rebellion and the GFLs are going to get a new flux capacitor. The nebula and the outer ring circle is going to change position locations to their line conditions, give their digital co-locations, because yesterday went back to 0 in position to its calculation. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Jill is going, Chris, Devon, Michael, Tracy, Lisa, it's good to see you. All right, so everybody that comes on, everybody that's new, welcome. Please, questions, comments after class. Very important, okay? The reason why I say that is because when everybody else is traveling, it's disruption if you're communicating with each other, okay, because you don't understand telepathy, and that's why you're here to learn, is to get into the avatar of its understanding of what it is through operation, right? Telepathy comes in time, but you really have to understand who you are when you travel through my space and time. The space that I provide for you is a basic playground, but it's an expansion of space. So when you start remembering who you are, you create your space through time. Okay? So let's see. Thank you, Jill, for the grounds. Lauren, how's it going? Mike, Amber, Ellen. All right. Okay, position of travel. Thank you. Sonar blast coming in. Okay, so they're already traveling already. So they're already aware of what's going on. They're in that configuration. So let's get through code systems. Nebula, yeah. The intention is location to its conditions. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. So I'll set up the planetary interference, program side position locations. So again, for all new viewers, you will be seeing everything from outside in. So it's kind of like you're seeing energy lights, but it's what the avatar needs to see so it can remember how to travel. It's like Aster, timeline center, interference location, line connections. All right, ground line centers, operation, position, location. The intention is what? What is the intention? The intention is to understand who I am through his position. Now, right away, you catch on to that system. See? Look how powerful that light is. You travel. See, travel is amazing. See, it's more powerful every day. You can't see outside. And you never will until I say otherwise. So that's how it works through travel. Your thoughts are everything through its connection. All right. Energy lights, see the glass line interference, plastic interference, line position, location, the eye receptor line system. That's communication of the sun. It's purple, right? Your behavioral line center is connected to the levels, right, to your chakra system. So Barbara, how's it going? Arlene, Matt, Terry, a lot of people going. Chris. All right, let's travel. All right, and remember, question or comments afterwards. I will be on this location. We do have private sector. You get confirmation from that, Amber, for today. All right, make sure you let everybody know. Let Amber know. Know exactly who's at the GFLs in the Rebellion Line Center. You guys can go into that formation too, but you really have to commit yourself. I need to see commitment from you, right? You don't have to prove anybody but yourself. Don't prove me that you can do it. Prove to yourself that you can do it. This is all about you remembering who you are through your avatar. And the only way to do that is to understand you in all levels of operation. Okay? Okay. All right, so Nebula is coming in. High rotation centers, outer rings, surface. Okay, so we're going to go through all levels. Now, Nebula is kind of like a high-level rotation of a planet line center. Now, planet line center is position location of foundations. All right, the genders are on light signals. Nebula is the outer rings, the capacity system locations. It's all about understanding how everything is. So that's nebulance. The nebulance, all right, is its position locations. All right. The circuits, highline centers, the faculties, the communications, the commuting line system, the ground line centers, the planetary interference. It has its program through its commanding system. Every planet has its own foundation of genders. Okay. All right. So it's in signal location. This is Nebula. All right. So we're coming into graph line interference. Code signals the location and position line conditions. All right. So it's roughly kind of more like looking like Jupiter. Right. You got two ring line centers in position to its calculations, right? So travel direction of time center, coloration patterns. Okay, Nebula is in the high system locations. It's the first solar system in high position locations, all levels of Lemuria. So it's amazing how all planets have its ancestry and history. It's a incredible force when you come to that position locations. This is how you highline centers anything through truth, guys. So I'm just coloring in right now, right? We're going to travel through the center ops. In highline center, rotation interference, program set into calculations. All right, starts in high system locations. The center is in position line center. All right. Cubic line center location, the conditions of the sun. Sun comes into rotation center. There's the sun. All right. Modified line center rotations, all positions to the moon. This is the moon. All right, so here we go. It's modification line conditions. Fluctuation line centers. New flux capacitors for the rebellion and the GFLs. Okay, there's the moon. There's the moon. There's the sun. There's Nebula. Okay, so the rings are coming in high system. The outer rings is basically, it's like a gateway surface. So it's got rings. All right, here we go. Code signal line center position of GFL. Set them to course line center of Nebula. Get them into position locations to foundation locations. High travel duration of time center line conditions. All levels in position 2 is calculation. Current line center and the current line position location of the now system. Foundations, ground line centers, all levels of genders, males and females and everything to children. High line center. In signal location to position. All right. Triangulate line center. Spin cross system in high system location to its connections. All right. Moon's coming in to track interference. Program setting position location. Center up. All right. Sun's coming in position locations. High level channel. Okay. We're going to go through a spin drop. Now, spin drop is down center. Going to go with high line center rotation interference position location. Center in position 2 calculations, right? So we're going to go speed line center into all level sequence, right? Security line defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 track line center, 12 DNA line center, interference position location to calculation. Okay, now we're going to come into merge line center all levels, a flux capacitor channel. Now it's in line signal location to its conditions. Flush line centers of GFLs and the rebellion line center. In calculations. 40 minutes, have fun. Right? So. All right, so I'm going to get some water. Cheers. Water is crucial. You have water inside you. So it's all about balancing water. And when you travel, how much water you need. So when you energize your position locations to your avatar, you understand more of your connection. So water is done through its system. Because you can travel faster. So, all right. All right, so where are we here? The rebellion's already way ahead of themselves. That's great. Spring wash. Heart center, Merkaba, booted, ready, and duty. Great. Sharon, how's it going? Moving fast, rolling ground, very exciting. Nebula, it's connected to Maria. Yep. In the house, so cool. Yeah. Wee, oof. Zip, zap, zoom. Yeah. Collapsing inside, splashing delta. Sonar guided, explosion of blast. Wow, energy surge. Yep. Holy vortexing Batman. Feeling so much love in Nebula. Nebulans, yes. Yeah, exactly. So you're seeing the genders of male, females, and children. I told you, they're extremely real. You're just not aware of it because the only thing you see is only your reflection of its perception. So you're not really seeing anything, are you? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Because every time you look around the corner, you're not seeing you. You're seeing something of you, but you don't know who you are. That's misinformation. So the family, so much balance, joy, and the children are so free and playful. Yeah. Equal. Yeah. Beautiful light. Yeah. Balancing system, children playing. Wheat crops, children offer gifts to me. Balls of energy. Round table. Saw it yesterday. New suit for travel. Hybrid suit. Cool. Seeing the children. Next to the parents, and they're waving hello and welcoming us. See? That's the only way you can understand anything through that system is you have to be a certain level of vibration to communicate with anything through its genders. A lot of people don't realize that. Like I said, it's a lot of wasted space if it was just us. This goes beyond anything through its phenomenon. Then when there is other planetary systems of its population. So many families rush over to me. I hear the children waving, their arms moving so fast. They are so excited. Yes, they are. Very happy to see you. Getting in new screens. Yep. No pain, no fear, no doubt. Yep. Getting hugs from the children. That's right. That's excellent. I see it. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Sobbing. Miss them so much. Yeah. And the thing is, too, is that they know they've already been there. That's a true understanding is that humanity is separated from so many levels of their own system, which is their planetary locations. Right? And we're not aware of that because we only focus on what? Of what's not there. Until you get into your avatar, then everything changes through its eye receptor. So, happy showing me the schools. My school is amazing. See that everything they give you, they're giving you integration to your future system of its avatar. As Jill's seeing everything through the schools, she's seeing more of herself as ascended master. Playful, loving beyond love, excited, jumping for joy. My phone is wanted to open. It's connected to YouTube. Okay. Well, it's great to see everybody coming into their freedom, their sovereignties. All is new and brilliant. Nebula. Yeah. Nebulans. Time to play, traveling around, recalibrating, color coding, imagination, games, children, telepathy, common, loving the love. They're downloading all history to my system. Yep. Yeah. Light language and others, but hand over the forehead and say you are ready. And the large golden flux capacitor is now floating over me. Yep. Dead of self, no know more, that position locations, get into the thinking, get into all knowing, get on to doing. The children energies are pouring down, the new energies, love and energy to ground humanity and their new frequencies. Whoop, whoop. Energy goes inside, bursting rainbows, energy around, blue energy from hands. They know exactly what you need, right? So, yeah, the new large flux capacitor is now locked in place and activated. Yep, absolutely. Got mothers at homes here, the conditions. This is very fun. See all my timelines, healing and helping people balance and their lives as a child. Mm-hmm. That's great. It's amazing how we don't just travel, we just communicate of its travel, which means it's all levels of not a drawing anymore. It's me traveling, right? To get you there. Right? So feel the connections. Children are showing me to place in my crown. Wow. I finally see that glowing flux capacitor. Oh, there you go. See, my 76, you're getting in positions now. You're finally getting to see what you need to see for yourself, right? This is where it comes into the ego trip of you. If you're connected to the ego, you're going to see nothing but the ego side. If you connect to the avatar, you're going to see everything of the avatar side. But how do you co-mix? How do you coincide here? The heart knows all. You stay in the heartline center, you'll be fine. Position location, you'll see everything you need to see through its eye system. Okay? All right. Clocking is getting adjusted in my system to all numbers with the new flow of pink and God and ourselves and heart center with new knowing how to help. See, the more you understand the avatar of travel, the more you get to high levels of structure. The schematics, the program setting, the high levels of geometry, locations, operation, your dimensional time frequency. It's all in position for you to understand your time frames, your timelines, your code signals, your code activation line systems, your digital line interference. So many levels you need to understand what the avatar does through travel. So, yes, this is live. So all for the new viewers, you feel the energy lights, you feel the vortex, you feel the communications, you feel the spins, the cycles, the rotation centers, the portal lines, the traveling, the dimensions, what you need to see through the avatar, especially if you're new. So if you're new, you just go through different travel. Everybody sees different through perception. Okay? So it's all about understanding the eyelids to its position of its veil, of what you need to see, but you have to center your system locations of truth. That's the only way you can get to know yourself through its imagination, right? Because if you're not in your imagination, you're fighting with your ego. But the ego is no longer in that position location, it's the ego. So the avatar is in Highline Center more in the ground perception. How do you see your ground perception of the earth? How do you want to see it? How do you perceive it? How do you look at it? What shape is it? What color is it? What formation is it? Is it a triangle face? Where is it connected to? Is it in a matrix? Is it a hologram? Is it a structure? Does it look like a tree formation? It could be anything you want. It's you through perception. And it's all done through imagination. There's so many wild things you have to understand how everything's connected to you inside, especially when you travel through space-time. So not having a good day, Marinos. I just wanted to make sure that's not because I'm going to show. Yeah, you're gonna be showing me up so many. Yeah, so you got come into colorations there, Nikki Stock. It's just more into school, more into activation, more into truth who you are, more into surface, state, and center location. That's the hardest thing to do is to really understand the dichotomy of its ecosystem because the energies is no longer in its grounds of its opening, it's in its operation of its gravity system. Right? So, and that's what humanity's got to come back into. Zero gravity system. location to this connection. Rebellion and the GFLs are there already, but it's their job to keep them there, right? The faster you go, the more you see. So, some larger crystals are now swirling around me and downloading from the crystal into my crown. Tears are coming and standing in front of someone so much bright light, so tall. Get a big hug. Great. Gathering us on our council. Yeah. Let's see. Being given beads. 2 girls. Girls, colors of chakras. Beautiful parasite. A similar experience. That's cool. So some people in position will see things for what they need to see. Everything that you are given is for you to understand. And it all has to do with you of memory. Okay, if you're seeing this, you're seeing that, you're seeing here, you're seeing there, it's all for you to understand. That's what it is. It's all about understanding the avatar. But if you don't understand the avatar, you don't understand the memory of its avatar. And the only way to understand that is not just the activation. It's going back to its very beginning of who you are. So that is a process that everybody has to get into first, right? And then you get the true understanding of what travel really is. Right? You come into that position, you no longer come into my space-time. You come into your own creation of your space-time, right? But it's very hard if you don't understand you through travel, right? So giving crystals in our hands, and my hands are turning into crystals. Beautiful, huh? Great. Excellent. So there's a purpose and a reason, because the rebellion and the GFL already know that they're there. That's why it's so powerful. They start remembering, they see these things, and everything that they're seeing is in its current location, which is its now, right? So, I mean, you can really do anything with Nebula. I can take you into the past, the present, or the future, or the future. It doesn't matter. What matters, do you understand what you're seeing? Okay? It's really getting into the current line system of you through its avatar, through its heart system. Okay? That's the only way you can get in a channeling anything that connections of space and anything through time frequency. So, all right, so that platitude line centers and interference line position locations. It's great that everybody's having fun on Nebula. Wait till we go to Venus, the Venus of love. All right, so we're going to change the graph line in connections now. We're going to apply to location. The rebellion and the GFL, they're still on that line system locations. In that calculation, the code signals will just fade off. Put them back in the current location where they are. To the ground perception of the Earth. Okay, so let's go into high system locations. All right, so I want to get into brown. What is brown? Now, this is more basic foundations for understanding. What are we doing here? What is brown? What does that mean to you? What is its representation to you? It's the Earth. You pick up dirt. That's grounds, right? So let's not get confused between brown and red. Red, security alert, right? Brown is the grounds, okay? The texture, the soil, the electricity, the grass, the grounds, the earth, the earthly earth. Really get informed with your grounds, people, especially for the new viewers. So I really want to get more into the foundations of the chakra system. Okay. Yeah. If anybody's leaving, let me know so I can channel you off. You can't just bye-bye. You're in space time. You can't just, hey, it's not like a taxi and get out and go to your job. You have to let me know so I can put you back in your current locations, because every time you get up in the morning, you will be in Nebula, in the mind system, because that's where the avatar is, and that's where it's going to stay unchanged until you change the position. Okay? So, okay, take Nikki Communications Stock Line Centers to 675 out of position locations out of Nebula. There you go. See? Easy peasy. All right, so let's go into the highest system location of the chakra centers. Now, we understand the ground foundation is you through a proactive system. It's all calculated here, guys. Okay, so let's go through a rotation spin. Now, you have to understand that you're all connected to what? Electricity, right? You have to understand you are forms of electricity. This is you. That's all you are. That's all you are. Now, you have to understand the conditions of what it is. Foundation to anything, position, locations. Here's a tree. I've done this before. I'll do it again. This is a tree. There's a tree right there. Right? There's a tree. Oh, that's me. Now, this is foundation of the avatar. This is an everyday thing. So you have a rotation spin. It's on the ground system to its location, right? You need the power line center in position locations, right? And you also need the magnetic highway information system through its calculation. This is what you go through every single day. And you put your E-fields up. So you're protecting yourself from the tree. Okay? So when you communicate to anything, this is where everybody wants to truly understand what scanning is. You have to scan everything. So in plasma, it's in blue, but it's different through position location. To understand where you are through emotion. So to communicate with anything, you scan first. You scan the tree, right? So the tree response comes in and out. So it comes back at you, right? So let's go through the purple line center. In position location, the tree's already in position. So the tree's not on the ground. The tree is here. You just see it through perception. But the tree is actually here. It's waiting for you to understand its connection to its avatar, its travel, right? So nothing is ever on the grounds. Everything is floating. Everything is floating. Until you understand the rotation spins of yourself, you'll always be in the ground formation system. But as long as you understand it's brown and not red, okay, through the connections, not through meditation, through its mind system, okay? Mind system tells all, okay? The telepathy channel, the telepathy interference, the telepathy of its TV reception, inline centered calculation, all level positions, but you're always on the grounds of its earth, not its red. Red is security, okay? All right, so let's say you're in scan mode. Now, scan mode is on a standby. So the tree comes in and it communicates back with you. Communicates back with you, right? So it registers your patterns right away, right? So if it understands you, if you're in light, you're fine. If you're in dark, what's going to happen, it's going to central line interference line position to its avatar and miscalculate everything that's programmed. It's going to change your rotation and your spin cycles to its rainbow activation, to its pixel activation, and recorrect all levels of the sun position to high line center to its moon of its modem, which means you have to be cautious. Scan before you do anything else of touching. It's important to do these things because the avatar has to truly understand its position of time, which is the now. It's getting into the now of everything. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every year. Okay? Because that's what we all have. It's just time. Okay? So when you come into position and the tree communicates back with you, you have to truly understand what you're doing when you're scanning. Okay? So if you understand the position, what the tree is, the information of ancestor history, you're fine. But if you don't, you're in trouble. This is true understanding. You can be communicating with the equinox. You can be communicating with the anything through architect connections. You can communicate with the Aztec. You can communicate with Egypt. You can connect with anything with a tree. Every tree has its history and ancestry. It's important you scan these things because it protects you. So you put your fields up, all right? Fields up. Fields are up because you're not aware of the tree, but the tree's aware of you. So the tree is smarter than you. But why is that? Why? Because the tree has already its intelligence, has its grounds, it has its power, has its atmosphere, and it understands its awareness. Now, If you don't understand the awareness, that's a problem. But every tree that you see outside has its own intelligence. It knows you more than you know itself. Because it's all forms of what? Energy, vibration, frequency, and harmonic resistance, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to wake up to these position tooth calculations. And truly stand scanning is number one. To anything that system locations. All right? So, how are we doing so far? All right, so you're coming into more downloads. Huge rainbow, candy cane, wands being given out, being crossed with others, and the three children cross and create the triangular formation, giggling louder like new flux capacitor, almost full, it's open, closed, 5D, 3D, and visual. Whole orchestra. Great. Just entered my own room, round table, very powerful. Yeah. The more you stay in space and time, the more you recognize your avatar of calculation. This all triangulates all who you are through truth, guys. So it's really amazing. Yeah, they are the teachers of themselves because they know themselves, and that's what it is. It's all about memory. When they're born from a baby, they've never been on Earth, so they've never met anybody through a human aspect. They know you're 1%. They know you more than they know yourself. That's a true understanding. Is when you see the planetary system, they know you more. Okay, but they've never been on Earth. But when they come out of the seed pod, they're already activated through the telepathy of the mind already. So they already have the congested system location of all subjective lines, center connections, all levels of this telepathy. So they form line center, they're babies, but they come into adults right away. The synchronous line center changes everything through the baby, child, teenager, right into adult, even though they're babies, but they're very smart when they're born. So this is a true understanding where there is a real big foundations there, you know. But you really, really have to understand the truth of you first, right? Because they know that you're trying to hide something. They know that you're trying to figure out something. They know you have a problem. They're there to help you and guide you and get you into who you are through all divisions of space time through its avatar. Okay? So. Yeah, and they already know. They have no judgment at all in any way and form. They don't fight about anything. They have no ego or anything in that position to its conditions. There's no competition whatsoever. Just love and light. That's all they know. They don't know anything else. Okay. They're not subjective in position, location, and arguments. They don't get into fights. They're just all forms of themselves, of freedom, sovereignty, peace. Peace of mind, people. Peace of mind. Okay. All through centuries, all through planetary system locations. Every foundation to all levels. The circular line interference to all plateau. Communication all levels. Visible locations of the genders, male, the females, and the children have been on every planet system. They have to. Because it's all about respecting everything around you. Not just what's inside you, everything that's around you. You know? There's no separation in space, then there's no separation in time. Only what you perceive in your time of space. Okay? That alone is separation. Right? Everybody just wants to dwell. What are we dwelling about? Why are you upset? You have to understand the connection of what the heart is. Center back, and you'll be fine. Get into your breathing. Find different rhythm patterns to do this and do that and do here and do there. Understand this, understand that. Now you really get centered to who you are through its connections. But you have to release these things. You can't keep things bottled up inside, right? Because 24 hours in a day, what can you do through that pattern? How many channels can you go off to negative cycles? I just created 10,000 negative line centers. Whoa, what just happened? Right? That's a lot of weight to carry on one side of space. So you got to understand the connections on both sides of the male and the female, the left and the right of mother and the left of father, and you in the center of all operation to all flowing connection through yin and yang. Ooh-ah. All right. All right, so you guys are still in Nebula. See, that's saying they're still going through telepathy through each other. So I got to take them out of channel. Ground line centers back in calculation. Put the 2000 rebellion back in current location where they are through the Earth. High rotation in the clocking center, time zone, time surface, time sequencing, time codes, anything to conditions back into communication of the avatar. All right, you're back. That's how it's done. All right. So, yeah, I know. You guys could stay there all day. It just changes the altitude line center. It will change everything through position locations of the ground perceptions of 2022. So there's only a certain line center you can be in position location of time frame. But yeah, we'll definitely go back there again. But tomorrow we go into the Venus of love. All right. Questions or comments? Let me know. Amber, I just need confirmation if there's going to be a private sector today. Other than that, everybody enjoy their day. Adios.